Look around. Attack over. Down.
What are you doing? I'm sitting in COD lobby.
Hey guys, it's Josh here, and today I have another video for you guys, and in today's video we're going over the best BRUEN MK9 class you can make in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. As many of you guys probably know, the BRUEN MK9 is a really strong LMG, probably the best when it comes to multiplayer and in Warzone. And you probably already know it's not being nerfed right now, and no one knows when it will be nerfed. So of course, in the meantime of that update, we are going to go over the best BRUEN MK9 classes for both Warzone and multiplayer. So of course, as the title is, I'm going to go over the Warzone one first, because I'm guessing that's why a majority of you guys clicked on this video. So let's go through that one first. I don't want to leave you guys waiting. Before we go into the gunsmith of that class though, let's go through what perks you need to run to of course dominate Warzone using the BRUEN MK9. For your perk 1 slot in this class, I recommend you use EOD. The reason of course you're running EOD in Warzone is because it allows you to take reduced damage from non-kill streak explosions, which is just super great to hear, because in Warzone I know for a fact a lot of people are just lobbing C4s around, lobbing frag grenades around, and being able to take reduced damage from those allows us to probably survive longer and hopefully get that Warzone victory. For of course our perk 2 slot, we're going to run Overkill. The reason for running Overkill in Warzone is because you need a SMG in your back pocket. My favorite is the MP5, and Overkill allows us to of course run that as a secondary. So that is why you're running Overkill in Warzone, which of course you can see that MP5 video on the lower corner, so click that if you need an MP5 class to run. Of course, now let's move on to our perk 3 slot, our final perk. For our third perk, we're going to run Amped. The reason of course you're running Amped is because Amped allows us to swap through our weapons quicker, and since we're running 2 primaries using Overkill, we need to swap through those weapons very quickly. Alright, now that the perks are done, let's go through this Warzone class. So of course on your screen right now is the whole BRUEN MK9 class, so screenshot it, pause the video, just do anything to make sure you have this information saved. Now that you have that saved, let's go through why we're running each and every one of these attachments. For our first attachment, go to Muzzle and select the Monolith and Suppressor. The reason of course running Monolith and Suppressor is because it increases our damage range and gives us sound suppression, 2 things that are just very needed in Warzone. And of course for our next attachment, go to Barrel and select the SRK Summit 26.8 inch barrel. The reason of course running this barrel is because it increases our damage range and bullet velocity, turning this into a very nice long range sniper killing machine. Also giving us the added benefit of recoil control, and turning this down also into just a laser because it just reduces our recoil. Alright, for your third attachment, go to Laser and select the TAC Laser. The reason of course running TAC Laser is because we need to decrease the ADS time on this thing. LMGs are heavy, they're supposed to be, but this LMG is just a little bit too heavy with the barrel and Monolith suppressor. So running TAC Lasers is a great way to just decrease our ADS speed, and that is why we're running it. Alright, for your fourth attachment, go to OPTIC and select the VLK 3x OPTIC. The reason of course you're running the VLK 3x OPTIC is because it's just the best optic when it comes to these long range style classes without it being a sniper rifle, making them perfectly viable at medium to long ranges. Feel free though to use any other sight, just make sure you do have the sight, because the BRUEN MK9 doesn't have very nice iron sights, so running the OPTIC is just very nice to have. Alright, for your fifth and final attachment when it comes to the BRUEN MK9, go to your ammunition and select the 60 round magazine. Alright, this is the secret sauce in the BRUEN MK9. It is honestly the best attachment for this weapon. If you're not running it, you're going to get outgunned from someone using this attachment. For example, of course you're getting decreased ADS time, decreased sprint to fire speed, increased movement speed, and also the option to have a detachable magazine, making the reload time on this thing super quick. Alright, that is the Warzone class, so now let's transition to, of course, our multiplayer BRUEN MK9 class. As you already probably know, we need to go through, of course, the perks for our multiplayer class. So, for our first perk, we're of course running EOD. The reason running EOD is because just dying from frag grenades and C4s happen a lot in multiplayer, so to try to prevent some of our deaths, we're going to run EOD to make sure we can stay on nice long kill streaks. Alright, for our perk 2 slot, select Ghost. The reason we're running Ghost is because we just want to stay undetected from UAVs, radar drones, and heartbeat sensors, so that is why we're running Ghost. Alright, for our third and final perk for multiplayer, I recommend Tune Up. The reason, of course, I run Tune Up is because it reduces the charge time of our field upgrades by 40%, which is just absolutely amazing if you're running stopping powers or dead silence. So of course running Tune Up is a must for this class. Alright, with that being said, let's go into the gunsmith setup for the BRUEN MK9 for multiplayer. So on your screen is that as a whole, so pause the video, send it to a friend, just make sure you have this information saved. Alright, I'm hoping you got that saved because now let's go through why we're running each and every one of these attachments. For our first attachment, go to muzzle and select the monolithic suppressor. The reason for running monolithic suppressor is because, well, the BRUEN doesn't have great damage range, but all the bigger barrels reduce our movement speed, and we simply just don't want that for multiplayer. So running the monolithic suppressor is the best way to increase damage range, and also gives us the added benefit of sound suppression, meaning we are hidden on the map when we shoot this weapon. Alright, for our next attachment, go to laser and select the TAC laser. The reason, of course, running TAC laser is because we just want to decrease our ADS time, meaning the TAC laser is just a must-have attachment for doing that. Alright, for your third attachment, go to OPTIC and select the GI Mini Reflex. Like I've already said, the BRUEN MK9 has some horrible iron sights, so we need to run an OPTIC, but we don't want to mess up our ADS time, so the GI Mini Reflect is a great OPTIC to use because it barely affects our ADS time, but gives us a great sight to use in multiplayer. Alright, for of course fourth attachment, go to stock and select the no stock option. The reason, of course, for running the no stock option is because we just want to greatly improve our mobility, making this into a very high mobility class. It also gives us the added benefit of decreasing our ADS time. Alright, for our fifth and final attachment for this multiplayer class, go to the ammunition and select the 60 round magazine. The reason we're doing that is because it just gives us all the best mobility option and a quick reload time, which is just insanely great to have in multiplayer. Alright, with that being said, that is the whole multiplayer class. So, well, that is almost the end of the video, but I do have one thing to tell you. If you want to be a reason a video is made, go down in the comments after this video and leave a weapon you want to see a whole class up about. Either that being the mini Uzi, the Striker 45, or just any weapon in the game. Just make sure you leave that down below in the comments to let me know to make a video about it. With that being said, this is now the end of the video, so if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you dislike the video, dislike it and let me know why in the comments below so I can of course improve this channel. And the final thing I'll tell you is subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel. And with that being said, I hope you guys had a great day and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.